Hello there, mountain climbers. You say, I'm not a mountain climber. How do you know that? How do you know you're not a mountain climber? Because every day we have to climb some mountains. You've heard of Mount Everest. Now, I've never been there. I've only seen it in pictures, but did you know that there was a time in history where people said nobody can climb Mount Everest? But in the early 1920s, a man and a Sherpa climbed Mount Everest. His name was Sir Edmund Hillary. He had a dream. He wanted to climb Mount Everest. Everybody told him it can't be done. Nobody's ever done it. Nobody will ever do it. But he went there and he found Tenzing Norgay. Tenzing Norgay not only was his Sherpa, he went with him and guided him and encouraged him and helped him along the way, but he became his good friend. They were climbing the mountain, and to make a long story just kind of short, they got to that final part where you have to spend the night, but then you get up the next morning between 2 and 3 o'clock. You make the final ascent to the top of Everest. It had never been done, but they knew they could do it. It was only 250 feet, but it took almost 6 hours to go that final jaunt. No oxygen tanks, no real warm clothing, but just two men who were inspired, who were strengthened by each other's encouragement. And as they got closer to the top, Sir Edmund Hillary slipped and fell off the mountain. But he was attached by a rope to Tenzing Norgay. And as he plunged by him, Norgay held on. He dug his ice pick in and he held the rope. And when it got tight and Sir Edmund Hillary was dangling in space, Tenzing Norgay started to pull him up. They got back together on that little ledge. And Sir Edmund Hillary said, Tenzing, you go first. You deserve it. You saved my life. And he said, no, you go first and I'll come after you. Well, they did. They summited. They stayed for a little while, but then they came back down. When they got to the base camp, reporters were there from all over the world. And of course, the question was, did you make it? Did you make it to the top? Sir Edmund Hillary said, yes, we did. But I have to tell you what happened. He recounted the story of how he fell off the mountain and Tenzing Norgay saved his life. What a thrilling story, and all the reporters were amazed. And so they turned to Tenzing Norgay and they looked at him and they said, tell us how this happened. And Norgay, so unmoved by the whole situation, just looked at them and very quietly, humbly said, mountain climbers always help each other. That was his only statement. You are climbing a mountain. Who's helping you? Oh, and not only that, but who are you helping climb a mountain? We go through some tough times in this life. We're having hard times right now in our country and around the world. We always have and we always will. But if you'll just keep climbing mountains, you're going to fall sometime. But if you've got somebody there climbing with you, they'll catch your rope, and you'll catch their rope, and you'll help each other, and you'll attain summits that you never dreamed of. So, thank you for tuning in, mountain climbers. Every mountain can be climbed.